Hello? Okay, I think Judith's connection. So, welcome everybody. Um, welcome everybody. This is the Q&A session to the sessions. It's I was watching the movie and I kept thinking, a very different pace, very different pace, very different. It'll be interesting really to hear about the things that went on behind the show and just really talk with the people behind the film. So I'm really excited about this, and I hope everyone is excited to be here. Our viewers and also the cast and crew that are around to participate. So yeah, be sure to put in your questions in the questions that you might have so that we can ask our cast and crew. So I see Uyuyu, Omaumi, Omaumi. I keep saying Omaumi. It's Omaumi, Omaumi. I can't hear Omaumi. Hmm.
Can you hear me?
I can hear Uyu. I can hear
All right.
Uyu. Okay. Omaumi, do you want to speak into your mic? Let's see if I can hear you. No, no, you're it's not working for Omaumi. Hmm. Yeah. Maybe you should try going to your settings and then see. But welcome, welcome, Uyu, welcome everybody. We're still waiting for
Thank you so much.
yeah. So we're waiting for the director to come on. So maybe we can start with Uyu. Uyu, how do you pronounce your name?
All right. Um, hello everyone.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
So I don't think I can hear you anymore. I don't know if
Oh,
network
can,
is crazy. Yeah, I can't hear you
can you hear
anymore.
me now? Can you hear me now? It's your network. Hmm.
I can't
Your
hear you.
audio.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
I I can't
And
hear you.
okay.
Can you hear
Okay,
mommy?
yes, I can hear you now, Momi. Uyu.
Okay.
Okay, so Uyu, can you hear me? Okay, so let's start with Omomi then, since Omomi has an audio. Good. How are you,
Okay.
Omomi?
I'm very well, thank you. Hi, I'm so excited.
You and me both. You and me both. Awesome. Can you tell us about your role in this film?
Okay, so I played the character Onome. When
Okay.
um when I saw the script for the first time, I just knew this was one character I wanted to play. Not just because it was a beautiful story, but mostly because we have a lot of adults who have unresolved conflicts with their childhood experiences, with their parents, with their siblings. And this actually affects them as individuals, as adults. A lot of people are actually, their life basically is a summation of the experiences they've had as children, in schools, and the things that have built them up. So I knew I wanted to tell this story because we need to get to a point as Africans where we should understand that a child is a child, regardless of the gender. A girl child can do amazingly great. A boy child can do amazingly great. I mean, I don't even understand how in this era we're still having gender inequality issues. Also, we need to get to a point as parents, we need to do better, basically, because your children are learning from you. Whatever it is you're doing as a couple, your children are basically absorbing everything, and it will affect them as adults. Also, uh, we need to do better as couples. We need to talk more. For example, this was definitely a dysfunctional marriage. You know, Onome expected something, Banjo expected something else. The only problem was that they were both not communicating with each other and they didn't want to talk. Yeah, one person wanted communication, but the other person didn't. It was just crazy. And to think Onome had an issue with the fact that Banjo sought counsel or sought help with a counselor. See, it's not a problem that you have issues in your marriage. It's okay. It happens. But when you're sick, when you have headache, you go to the hospital. When you have stomach ache, you go to the hospital and you get professional counsel and they get you drugs. So why is it when we have psychological issues, emotional issues, mental issues, we think that, oh, we don't want any form of stigma, so we don't want to seek help? So I
Yeah.
think all of these things were just the things that made me say, nah, no, I need to jump on this and I need to become Onome. It was very challenging, I would say. But yeah,
Well,
that was those were it for me.
well, thank you for that.
Hey,
We're gonna
Judith is here.
talk. Judith. So,
Hello. Hi.
hello, Judith. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we can
yes, I
hear
can hear
you.
you. So, how are
I
you,
lost you for a
Judith?
bit, but can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Hmm. Can you hear me? Can you hear Cassandra? So,
Oh,
Omomi,
network. She's probably good. Yes.
network but Omomi. So, we jumped right into the film, but I
He's
think we should
back.
get to know you first of all. So let's get to know
Okay.
Maumi as an actress. How did you get into acting? Because I mean, this past 2 years have been 2, 3 years have been very busy for you. You've been in a lot of major productions, and it's like you just it's like you just came out of the blues. Whereas, I know you've been acting for a while. So tell us a bit about how you got into the industry and what your journey has been so far, briefly.
Okay, first thing first, I studied creative arts at the University of Lagos. So I'm a trained theater artist. And then right from when I was in school, I'd always attended auditions for TV, for films, and stage productions. I was very certain that this was one thing I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to become an actor. So that was there was no debating that. So after school, I worked a bit for a year in a media production outfit, and then I realized that no, there was more to me than just being backstage for that point. So I knew that I needed to really put in my talents out there. So I started going for auditions. I started acting. Slow and steady, they say, wins the race. So yes, I have been around for a while, done a lot of stage productions, a lot of TV productions, animations, radio jingles, series, a lot of things. And then I just bless God, that all of it is paying off now. Things are awesome and great now. Yes.
Nice, nice. So we're just gonna jump and let's meet Mrs. Judith Awudu. Judith, tell us what your role is in this, what your role or roles are in this film. Yes, and then tell us a bit about how you got into the industry. Because let me just say something. So Judith is like the ultimate Renaissance woman, right? She's an actress, she's a producer, she's a director, she's a model, she's a blogger, she's a presenter, and
Director.
she was recently director, and she was recently chosen by the UN as she'll tell us more about it, really about supporting underprivileged people, people who have been disenfranchised in their societies and all. So she'll tell us about that. But how did you get into the industry and how did you segue into all of these other things?
Thank you so much. When you were doing that introduction, I was like, oh, this thank you. Thank you, Nollywood Visionary. anybody's feature film. I was the feature film, and the site is massive. I was able to say thank you to everyone who saw it. We really meant to watch it, and we loved it. As today, when we were watching it, we were like, oh my god, how actors came into the industry, and it's a pretty funny story because people that knew me when I was young would not believe I'm the end of the world that I came into the industry without actually having the acting right. Yeah. So I did not know I was ever a face to the camera. I really wanted to be in screen. I wanted to be in the TV. I wanted to be on the set. I wanted an entire career there. When I
Sorry, Judith. Yeah, I was wondering if you could maybe come closer to the mic because I don't think we can hear you
can you hear me
well.
now?
A little bit better. Maybe a bit closer.
Better?
Yes, yes, better, much better.
Okay. All right. I think there's one of the things. This is better now, yeah?
Hmm.
She's on set.
Yeah. So basically, I got into the University of Lagos and then I joined a theater group called Theater 16. And there I started acting, and that was where I learned all the rudiments for acting. And then I um, got an opportunity to come on screen and then act on screen. And when I did that, I realized, oh wow, I really wanted to work here. And I started acting on TV. And then in 2014, I decided to team up to hire and start my own production company called Jade Out Productions. And there we
Hmm.
did our first film that was called Not Right. It was a short film that got to screen actually all over the world. And then it got transferred to the international feature film called Not
Yeah,
Right.
I think we're still straining. We're still straining to hear you.
Okay, you know what? Let me take off the Bluetooth and see if you can hear me
Oh,
directly.
it's better now.
Network.
Yo,
So is it
you.
better now? Can
So
you hear me now?
yes, much
Is it
much
better?
better. Much.
Oh, okay. So it was the
Yes,
Bluetooth
yes, it
then.
is.
All right, super. So I joined a theater group when I got into the University of Lagos, where I learned how to all the rudiments of acting. And then in 2004, I did my first role on screen, and I found that interesting. And then I started acting on screen. Then when I came back, I left the industry for like 6 years. I came back in 2010, and I went on a set and I met a lady directing, and that's felt really intriguing to me because that was the first time I was seeing a woman directing. You know, I had
Hmm.
that
Hmm?
fired up something in me, and I really wanted to be more and become more in the industry. And I formed my production company called Judy Daudi Productions, and I made my first short film that also starred Omaomi Dada as the lead actress in the film. And it got to screen all over the world and won tons of awards. And it made some Poland people come all the way to Nigeria to do a documentary on me as one of the women that do change in the world as at then. And then from then we had our first feature film called Just Not Married that also was a game changer in the Nigerian movie scene, and went on to screen at TIFF at the time. And that was a game changer for me, for my career. And my trajectory just went up from there on till now. So it's been amazing producing, directing, acting, and doing all that because I just love it. I just love it. I enjoy this world. I enjoy this. It gives you a demigod kind of flow that you have this thing that is nothing, and you bring it to life in a way that it does change your life. You start watch your films and go, yeah. So it changes life and it makes me excited. how we came about the sessions. It was written by the amazing Uyoyo Adia here. Um, she wrote the script and then she gave me the script to read, and I thought it was a beautiful script, really, really beautiful script. It had an underlayer of a lot of things. It speaks about domestic violence. It speaks about the issue, which is still a major problem down here. It speaks about the trauma children face and carry on if they are from a broken home. There was just a lot of it, and also the lack of communication in marriages, what it actually does, because at the time I had a friend who was going through the exact same situation. So I just felt it was a and then we were trying to look for investors for the film, and one day Yo-Yo just said, why not let's all come together and make the film? So we got Omom Midada on board, who's the lead actress, and then we got Martin Fort on board, and 4 of us came together, and then we made this beautiful film.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we're going to talk to Uyuyu for a bit before we come back to you, Judith. Um, Uyuyu, I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not much. Is that
No.
okay? Uyuyu?
Okay, yeah.
I can hear you. Uyoyu.
Uyoyo.
Uyoyo. Uyoyo is the right
Uyoyo.
pronunciation.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Uyoyo. Uyoyo.
yeah,
Uyoyo.
yeah.
I think
Forgive
my
me.
internet is struggling.
It's fine.
My
It's
internet
fine.
is struggling.
Yes. So Uyoyo is the screenwriter of this
Yeah.
film. So briefly, just tell us about your foray into the industry, because I know you started as an actress. You started as an actress. You've done a couple.
Wow.
You've done a couple of stuff. So she's shocked. Yes,
Okay.
we did some
Yes,
we
I
did
am.
some
I'm
digging.
shocked.
So
Um.
so tell us a bit about just coming into this industry and then starting the way you started and then now writing, and then what inspired, just briefly, because we're going to touch on a couple of other things. What really what was the background story for this story?
Okay. All right. So thank you once again for having me. My name is Uyoyo Adia. I'm the writer for the movie The Sessions. My journey into the industry has been pretty, challenging and funny. I fully came into the industry in 2017 as an actor. I really wanted to be an actor, but at the time, I had a friend who pushed me into writing, right? So I had been writing stuff on the side. Nobody had actually ever read it. I just used to write. And then this competition came, home reader screenwriting competition, and then I applied for it, and then I got in, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can actually really do this, you know. Then after that, I went on to be an AD for one of my bosses in Abuja, Mr. Chris. And from that minute, I just told myself, okay, I didn't want to be an actor again. I want to be behind the cameras. Like, this is really, really where I want to be. I want to be behind the scene. I want to write and I want to direct. Nobody has to see my face. Let me just do the work. And for writing is really challenging and really stressful. But once I have the story and once I'm excited about the story, then I'm excited. I go all out for it. As for the sessions, I don't know. Funny enough, when I was writing the script, I thought I was going to play Onome in my head.
We all wanted
Because
her to play Onome. All legit wanted her to play Onome.
but when the time came, I'm like, nah, this is not for me. This is not, just write it and let someone else carry the character. And Omomi did a beautiful job playing that role. I mean, it was probably
Thank
more
you.
than I expected when I was writing it. It was more than the vision I saw, and she did a beautiful job to bring that character to life. The session
Thank
is
you.
kind of inspired by some of the things I have gone through personally in in my life. And I mean, when I was writing it, I didn't even know I was putting the undertones of the girl child domestic violence. I was just writing a story, honestly. Like, I really was just writing a story because I just I've seen relationships that these are the things that affect them, and I really just wanted to, put that out in paper. So yeah, that's it basically.
So
But I'm glad we
okay,
did that.
awesome, awesome. So I was reading up about you. Your first short film, you wrote about wanting to go into professional football, and your parents didn't let you. And so you
Yes.
wrote that film. It's funny because when I was watching when I was watching the sessions, and I was like,
Very funny loving football, right?
you know,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
they always say that writers leave a piece of themselves in their writing. And
Yes.
so I kept
Yes.
thinking,
Yes.
okay, so how much of your experience growing up as a girl who wanted to pursue a career that is very masculine in nature, and then having parents that weren't supportive of that, and then it was as if you used film to live that dream of yours, to really live the
Yeah.
dream that you wanted.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we could sort of see how you infuse that. If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, of course you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we see how that was infused in Omawumi's character Onome.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. And let me just say this. My major first short film, hashtag the fourth side, also had its world premiere at Nollywood Week in 2019. And
Hmm.
yeah,
Oh,
I'm
awesome.
super excited that this is happening again. And I wrote this and Julie directed this. So yeah, I wanted to be a footballer. My dad has
Awesome.
always been in support of that. Like he always wanted to be a footballer. I wanted to be a footballer. And if I was ever going to
Okay.
do a film that has a tomboy in it, of course that tomboy had to be a football fan.
So
And
why did you go ahead with football?
that tomboy had to be a Barca fan. I mean,
Why did you go
these
ahead
are
with football?
specific. Why did I go ahead? My mama said make I not go ahead. My mom did not
She
want
would
me.
have been cashing out now, really. Plenty money.
Awesome,
Yeah. So
awesome. So
yeah,
Judith is back on. Oh, thank you for that, for sharing that with us. Thank you.
you're welcome. You're
So
welcome.
Judith is back on. Judith, this is your first official selection for Nollywood Week. However, you've had other projects that have been showcased in the festival. Tell us a bit about the other projects you've been a part of, even the ones that will be screening much later today
Yeah, for Maria will be
on the
screening much later
festival.
today.
Hmm. And then other ones too you've been a part of that have screened at the festival, because we know you're not.
Hashtag the fourth side. Yo-Yo's directorial debut. Was that your directorial debut? Yeah.
It was a
Uh,
directorial
No, it
debut.
wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah,
It was
Kinda.
actually.
It was.
I
It
Yeah.
was
was.
part of it.
Yeah, Onomi was also in the film. Yes.
You guys are like
So
the
that
three.
that
You're like the three musketeers, huh?
yeah. So this
Yeah.
is so annoying that we can't be in Paris because we've actually planned how to paint Paris red. You
Legit.
know. So it's so unfair that Corona locked us down. But anyway, so it's exciting because I've always had my films that I feature in, like you said, screen there. We had Casala, screen, had a hashtag the fourth side. The Lost of Courage screen in Paris? Not sure. But for Maria, will be screening very soon, later on today. That is a film I'm excited about because it has traveled around the world and it is an amazing film that, Dami, who is an amazing young filmmaker, did. And I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing the film too. So yeah, I look forward to seeing me in that one too, as an actress. Um,
Awesome.
so yes, I'm excited. A bit sad that I'm not in Paris with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. We are all sad, man.
We're all very sad. See me all dressed up. I mean, this should have been in Paris. You know what I mean?
I
I'll
know.
But
hopefully next year, Corona would be somewhat of a thing of the past. It's probably never going to go away
Hopefully.
completely, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Hopefully. Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
Judith is having some connection issues.
Network.
Issues.
Okay.
Yes.
So
She's on set and the network is crazy.
oh, Yeah, she can be crazy.
She's back.
So okay, she's back. She's back. So we're
My
going to
phone
talk.
won't stop ringing. Sorry.
So we're going to
O'Shea,
talk about
super
the.
filmmaker, hot cake.
So let's talk about the film. You know, the sessions. Now, when I started watching it, I was like, you know, it has a different pace. It has a different look and feel. You know, I was like, okay, there's a certain non-Nollywoody, if you know what I mean, type of look to it. That it's different. It's different from what you normally see, especially for cinema movies. So anyway, before we go into the aesthetics, the theme. There are a lot of themes that were touched in these films. You know, when the month of May, it's the month of mental health
Yeah.
awareness. And in this film, it really touches different aspects of mental health. You know, a relationship between a wife and her husband, the relationship between a woman and her mother, you know, the relationship between the child and their parents, and how that just affects different aspects of our lives. So, when you read the script, right, what was the thing that was the most compelling aspect of it? What made you decide, okay, we need to shoot this, you know, or was it, I mean, what was the whole procedure of um, getting the script really? What was it about the script that really attracted you to it? You
I would
talked
say in all
about it. I know
sincerity, it
you
was the
talked about
marriage
it
issue.
briefly.
Yes.
Oh,
It
network.
was
Okay.
the marriage issue, in all
Okay.
sincerity, that actually got me really, really interested in it. And that is because I know that a lot of marriages are suffering from communication issues, because sometimes it's actually something very little, but you just don't talk about it and then it becomes a monster,
Mm.
you know. And a lot of marriages that are breaking down now is actually just because they don't talk anymore. And then when you don't talk anymore, you forget how to talk, you know, because you can't trace your, it's hard to trace your steps back. And that is why the therapist comes in. But down here, it's like a taboo. Why would you want a therapist? You know, so people
When
don't
you're
talk
not
about it.
possessed.
Yes, exactly. It's wrong, to even say you want to go and see a therapist. They'll just think you are mad. Like, it's only people that are mad that needs therapist. Why would you go see a therapist? You know, but sometimes these things, when you get a third party in and then the person talks to the both of you, they get to see what the problem is that you don't see. That are usually very minute things that you could have solved, you know. So that was what really got me attracted in the script, the marriage issue, and then also the girl child issue with parents thinking because I don't have a son, there's a problem. Although that mentality has drastically changed now, but there are still places that you still have that, because women are now being very dot-headed and really pushing and doing stuff and proving, even though sometimes they have to work 10 times harder than a man to show that I can do it. You know, I don't have to be a man to do it. You know, I'm just a human. You see me first as a human and then see my what my sex, my gender is, you know. Um, so that is also there. And then you have the issue of the effects broken home have on children. A lot of people don't realize how tough that affects a child. You see the children going around acting like they are all right, but they are not. You know, it really affects them in a really, 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 really bad way, that it now reflects on their marriages, and then it goes on to affect their future partners that usually are innocent people that have no idea what is happening. Like Sibanjo, he's just a nice guy, you know, but Onome came into the marriage with all her baggages and just dumped it
Mm.
on the guy,
All the talk things.
you know. So things like this are just a lot of things that we don't talk about it. We actually don't talk about a lot of things, because the children will go around saying, I'm fine, there's nothing wrong with me, not realizing that there is a lot wrong with you. You know, so it was one of the things that I wanted the film to also talk about. And it speaks so loud in the film that this is what it is. And we need to understand that these people are children. Whatever they see that the parents are doing, it comes back to them. You know,
Yeah.
so I've seen a lot of situations like that where I could use myself as an example. When I was young, anytime I asked my dad for money, he always gives it to me and tells me so that another man would not give me and say, because I gave you money, you have to give me this. So because of that, I grew up not knowing how to ask anybody for money. So even if I'm broke and I'm dying, I can't ask people for money because I don't know how to, because
I can
this is
relate.
how I've been brought up, never to ask for money, so that's stuck in me. So kids usually get stuck with things they see happening or things their parents tell them without their parents actually realizing this child is going to carry this for life and not change when they become an adult. So that really got stuck with me when I saw it in the script, and a lot of other things like the therapist acting like she's strong and trying to fix people's marriages, but she doesn't have, she's in trouble herself, and that is why people always say check on your strong friends. Sometimes they go around acting like their life is intact, but their life is broken, but you don't know because they don't talk about it. So
Yeah.
the script, like you said, has a lot of things. There's just so many layers to that story that just got my attention. And I said, this is not the kind of story you shoot in a regular kind of way. It's the kind of story you shoot and want people to pay attention to what you are saying, and just watch it and know that this is serious. This is it in a very relaxed way that get people dragged in without being distracted with a lot of music and a lot of sound or a lot of other activities going on. But we just really wanted people to concentrate and watch the film, and while enjoying the story, get to understand that this is what we're saying. It's 100% drama. We weren't trying to do anything
Comment.
extravagant or anything,
Yeah.
so that is one of the things that invoked the pace of the film, because I needed it to sink in
Okay.
when people are watching it, and for people to understand that this is what we want to say, this is how we want to say it in the best possible way possible. The colors, everybody understood the theme of the film, all the HLDs understood what we wanted to achieve in the film, that we're not in a hurry. We need people to sit and really enjoy this film. And I would actually really say thank you to the actors, Omo Midada, Efa, Subosung. They really understood what we
And
wanted.
Judith, I'll do.
And well, and Judith Audu. They really
Awesome.
understood.
Awesome.
They really understood, and then
Okay.
they gave us their all for it.
Awesome. We're wrapping up, but briefly, I just want Omaomi, Uyu, and Judith. What was the best thing about shooting this film, and how were you transformed in the process? Because I know like every film leaves something in you, whether as a director, an actress, or as a writer, both in the pre-production stage and in the actual production stage when you're shooting. So how did that transform you as individuals, and what would you like everyone to really leave with? Very quick answers because we are wrapping up. Thank you.
All right, should I go first?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
Okay.
can.
yes, yes.
All right, awesome. So for me, funny enough, I don't know if you will believe this, but funny enough, after I watched the film, when we were done, I had to take a step back to think about, oh wow, like is this really how you see life? Like in my mind, I'm like, is this what it is for you? Like I was going through an emotional phase that I did not know I had to think about after I had watched the final product, right? So I started questioning my decisions. I started looking in my background. Okay, what's up? How are you feeling this? Who do you need to talk to? Right? So it made me really aware of the kind of person I am. It made me aware of the kind of woman I have grown to be. It made me aware, and it made me appreciative of my parents, my siblings, and I must say, at this point, if I used to complain about anything before, I'm not complaining anymore. I'm good. Because Onoma is not good, but me, I'm good. So yeah,
Good.
that's it for
And
me.
we're good. Omaomi, briefly, what would you like
Um,
us to take away from this? Hmm?
okay, so I grew up with three older brothers. So growing up, I had a little bit of being a tomboy in me, but then I'm very much in touch with my feminine side. So when I had to play it, I used Uyi as my case study. How she was walking, how she was moving, it was so interesting, and I was I just wanted to make sure that I was playing and portraying Onome the best way possible. Um, Onome's story, the truth is, as African children, some of us actually saw our parents, go through the marriage issues that they had. So playing Onome, so when I saw it for the first time, I was like, are there some things in my parents' marriages, that I picked up on the way that I need to unlearn from, that I need to drop, as a person. And then I figured what those things were, and then I dropped them. And I'm very happy that they also made conscious effort, in making their marriages work. Also, I've been talking to a lot of my friends that, see, the truth is, you love a man and everything and all that, but you have to understand that your life comes first. I have friends who have been involved in domestic violence. And I've told them, see, this film, you guys have to watch it, because at the end of the day, your life is most important. I mean, case study of my aunt in the film, who was married to a very violent man. Jigem. I'm so happy that I did this, and there's every scene is like there's a lesson to learn. So I'm not married yet, but I know for a fact that, God forbid, if anything is going astray, communication is first. Every time I go into a relationship, or when I'm in a relationship, I'm always saying, see, I'm a huge fan of communication. If we can't talk about it, why are we here in the first place? Because if we don't talk about it, you find out that it keeps piling up, and you get to a point where you just find out that everything has shattered, and you're like, where did we go wrong? So yes, communication is key, and that's one thing I have learned from this
Okay.
movie.
Okay, awesome, awesome. We've run out of time, but the communication, and speaking of communication, it can continue in our networking hub. It's a hub for filmmakers. The festival has made it available for filmmakers to be able to interact with other filmmakers from other countries. And I think it would be amazing to be there to talk some more about this project and, of course, your future projects. So thank you so much.
Is
Thank
there
you
Thank
so
anything
much
I
for
you.
being a
can do for
part of this session.
Thank you so much. Thank you
you?
so much.
Thank